Welcome. It's 2024, and now we start another season of I don't normally watch that. Here on JLJ I'm James Lott Jr. This is one of our few video only shows. It's not audio, it's just video. So check out the previous ones on this channel playlist. There's a lot of fun stuff we talk about. If you're new to the show, the premise is I watch things I normally don't watch. Now I tell you what I see, tell you what I think, and if I like it or not, or if I'd watch it again or watch something similar. But there's a lot of things I just normally wouldn't watch. And there was some fun stuff. I found some really great stuff like Beef, who just won a bunch of Golden Globes, lead actor and actress, and movie. Love it, love it. I did a review on here. It was great. This one is called The Texan. So before I even get into it, I want to tell you how I found it. So sometimes, I don't know if you guys at home do this, sometimes I sleep with the TV on. Sometimes by choice, and sometimes it just kind of happens. I have a timer I usually go off. But anyway, but I sometimes I don't know how some of these channels, like some of these channels, but also one of those off channels, like Cozy or Me TV or one of those. It's like just like channel 80 or something. I don't know. It's like it's not exactly cable. It's still part of antenna TV, but it's not network. It's just whatever. And I woke up to this morning as freezing in LA. In LA, it's freezing. So I woke up this morning, TV was on, and it was a Western. And it reminded me of my Aunt Faith, who sometimes watches shows from the 50s and 60s, sitcoms, TV shows. And so there were Westerns. And for me, I've never been into the Western genre. I mean, it's fine, I guess. I don't have I don't have an adverse to it thing to it, or I love it. I'm neither nor. But I know back in the 50s and 60s, there were a lot of westerns, movies, and TV shows. I did grow up seeing Bonanza off and on, and Big Valley, a few of those, of course. But this one I'd never seen before, black and white, and it was two. So I wrote this down. So I'm make sure I get this correct. I was watching episode 12 and episode 13 of season 2 of The Texan. And it was in 1959. So 10 years before I was born 10 years later. Rory Calhoun, who I've heard before, really good looking guy, too, very good looking guy, is the lead. And I was like, so I so I guess I should tell you what I saw, then I'll tell you what I looked up about it. Because I'm just watching it. I didn't know I watched 2 episodes. What made me laugh and made me question is how today they're like, there's too much violence, too much sex, too much this, too much that on TV, blah, 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 blah. But this is a network TV show. It's on CBS. It was on CBS for 2 seasons, 78 episodes, 30 minutes long. It was a Desi Lou production. It means Desi Arnaz and all them were producers. Roy was producer too, 30 minutes long. And there's a lot of violence in it. I was just laughing at how nonchalant the violence was. It says it got as high as, let's see, reception. It was the number 15 show in the 58-59 season, with 12.4 million people watching. So I'm just saying, back then it's a lot, right? So a lot of people watching this. The episode there's bad guys and good guys, the whole thing. And I remember at the end of the episode, I was like, first they beat up this old man, just beat him to shreds. And it's not really super gory, but he gets beat up. But at the end, all the bad guys are shot dead. They're just shot dead. Right in front of me, just shot. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. And it just made me laugh. I go, wow, this is a half-hour show, Western. Because I even like on procedurals a lot of times today, they get shot and killed. A lot of times they go to jail, they get shot, but they'll survive. No, all these they all just they got dead. And I watched the next episode, and it was like the same thing. Like, and then on the next episode 13, all the sexual innuendo. Homegirl comes into this scene. So I should do this. Okay, so he plays, let's see, Bill Longley. He's a gunman. He's the Texan. who travels across Texas, and I guess he handles things. Um, this is set after this is in the wake of the Civil War, and he's a gunfighter. He's known as a gunfighter, but he's a good guy. So he goes to Mexico to help um somebody, whatever, and another guy's there with him, and this chick walks in, and she's all sassy and blonde, and comes in, and she's like, and as they're talking, they're like, "Well, would you have a drink with us?" And she's with two handsome gentlemen in a room, in a hotel room, no drink for me, but you can coax me into having supper. And the way she was all said, I was like, wow. And homeboy was like, you licking his lips. And then it's established she's the fiance of the one of the guys, and and she's like, I'm pretty and stuff. When she leaves, she goes, I'll be in my room. When you're ready for supper, knock on my door. And then she like smiles and walks, slinks off, like, okay, go girl. I was like, I just like that. And he's staring, and homeboy the guy goes, hello. He's like, yeah, he had blue balls at that point, I'm sure, whatever, thinking all about her. I was just like, okay. And other scenes like that. But I was like, there's sexual innuendo in there. There's like a lot of just gunfights, which I know in a Western it's just known for, I guess. It's just known as gunfights. I guess back then it was very just like there are bad guys and there are good guys. And the bad guys, sometimes they die. I mean, was there any, if kids watched it, was there any kind of explanation? Probably not. When I grew up, there was no explanation for anything. Just where you saw. I saw horror films when I was like 8 years old. No one's to explain anything to me. Um, but back then in the 50s with the whole cops and robbers or cowboys and Indians, the whole thing, like I guess it was just regular stuff. I watched 2 episodes. The dialogue is a trip. I like black and white. Black and white's kind of cool. To watch it in black and white, some black and white. And the guy Corey Calhoun actually has a presence. A lot of the other characters that are on there are very cookie cutter. It's a bad guy, it's a shady guy, it's a good girl, it's it's all just this stuff in the 50s. No black folks whatsoever anywhere. But the second episode, which was like influence on a border or border, something like that, the title of it, the kids spoke Spanish. Actually spoke Spanglish, and they went to Juarez, Mexico. So that was kind of cool. But I'm like, it's very much there was no people of color. But I did find myself watching it. I fully watched 2 episodes. I fully watched them to see what would happen. There's a little bit of comedy in them. So I just yeah, I may go back and try to watch not the Texan, but some other, because I like some 50 shows that I grew up with, like I Married Joan, Burns and Allen, Bachelor Followers. I think it's maybe early 60s. But I mean, there's a few that of course, yes, I've seen those, the comedies growing up. But some of these I'm like, this is a trip. Yeah, I was but it only lasted 2 seasons, so it lasted that long. But for me, it was just a blatant, just like they all died. Just they got shot, that was it. All bad guys are dead. All righty. And then we went to the next story. I'm like, all right. I guess nobody was worse to wear. It's because everything's so sensitive right now. It's so interesting. I thought that was crazy. But it's called The Texan. It's on DVD. I guess you can get on DVD. Those are streaming somewhere. Who knows? But I would have never watched it. But I'm not. I'm okay by that. I did watch it. I'm okay that I did watch it. I'm James Lott Jr., and I will talk to you next time on an edition of I don't know. We watched that.